Good afternoon, everyone. A little bit later today, but we had chiropractor appointments this morning and getting 4 little human beings out the door is so much fun. They actually did pretty well, though. A little bit of fighting right when we got in the car and then stopped, so that was good. So I got so many different things that I could talk about. I think I'm going to split this into 2 videos. The first one is I stopped by a donut shop for the kids after the chiropractor. They've been good. Then I bribed them with donuts, a snack donut till we get home. And so the lady asked me, they were talking about a shooting in Louisville that happened yesterday. We're about an hour from Louisville. And so that's like a hot topic. And the other customer in front of me left. And this lady is, she's a wonderful, sweet old lady. She's always there working. I think it's her daughter's business, and she does this satellite location or whatever. And so, anyway, she goes, "Are you a Christian?" And questions I'm not expecting going into the donut shop. But I've ceased just agreeing with people to satisfy whatever. It is easier to just say, yeah, sure, and go on my merry way. I said, no, I said, I don't know what I am, but not exactly. And she was talking about how she had been raised Catholic, and then how when she was a young adult, some friends came over, and this was the day that she had been saved. However, I think she said 50, 60, who knows, a very long time ago. So this is the anniversary of her being saved. I was like, well, that's nice. So she goes, I'm playing Christian music today. She's like, does that bother you? And I'm like, no. I said, lots of places you go into and they play varieties of music, and it doesn't bother me. It's your store, whatever. And she's like, oh, well, good. She's like, I just do it for today because it's a special day to me, and you should do whatever you want. I said, I'm very much of the ilk of compassion, love, and kindness. And I said, I think that's something that Jesus taught very much. And I said, if it's anything divisive, then I'm not a part of it. I said, I don't believe in judging people for heaven, hell, anything, whatever else. That's not what I'm a part of. I said, compassion, love, and kindness, that's all that matters to me. And that's what I try to do. She's like, oh, I like that, blah, blah, blah. And she talked a little bit about the day of judgment and stuff like that. And, I just smiled at that point because I had said what I felt, I needed to say. And so I find that at times, it's a hard question because it's just not a simple answer. You can't easily identify. I'm a Jew. I'm a Christian. I'm a Hindu. I'm a Buddhist. What am I? I'm me. I did say that I don't subscribe to organized religion. That was somewhere in my conversation as well. But I'm curious if you have a comment. What do you tell people? I don't say new age or anything like that because I think there's a certain lines of thought that people will limit themselves to, or if I say something like that. And so I just find I'm me, or not exactly. I think compassion, love, and kindness are kind of in all religions, and they're not exactly practiced in all religions either at the same time, ironically. There's too much man-made influence into them, and we kind of stray away from that. So, um, maybe that does lead into what I thought might be my second video. Um, there's a lot of noise happening in the world right now. It's getting pretty noisy, and um, even the shooting yesterday in Louisville, and I know there's been other ones happening, and immediately the division and the outcry over guns and things like that happens, and people, start taking sides immediately. And I had only vaguely heard about the shooting yesterday, and then I saw some papers in the grocery store before I went to the donut shop, so I kind of knew what was going on. But I just, even when people are talking about it, because they were talking about it in the donut shop before we started talking about religion, weird time at the donut shop today. um, did you hear about it? And well, yeah. But I don't say anything else because it's very easy to get sucked into that division very quickly. And I feel like the less I'm paying attention to what's out in the world and the more I'm centered on myself, the more I can get back to compassion, love, and kindness. And there's still an awareness of the world, but not being in the world. And so as the world gets noisier and noisier, I just keep coming back to here, and let it just be noise. It's background noise. Okay, this is kind of gross, but we were driving to St. Louis and driving back from St. Louis, and the windshield is Bug City, the death graveyard for thousands of bugs. And when I was sitting in the passenger seat, I just kept fixating on all the bugs. And I was just like, oh my God. And my husband's like, when you're driving, you won't fixate on it. I'm like, I know, but it's gross and everything. And today I got in the car and getting ready to drive, and my oldest is sitting in the passenger seat, and she's like, oh my God, look at all the bugs. And of course she didn't notice because she had been in the back seat. So, it's your perspective on where you're sitting. And my husband was right. As I was driving, I didn't notice the bugs hardly at all because I had to concentrate on driving. So, but I still liked getting my windshield cleaned when I went to the gas station and cleaning it. And the kids hadn't really seen me do that before because it's not something, go on long trips. We're bug ridden very often. So, it's just a non-issue. They were fascinated by cleaning it off. But I think the noise of the world can be bugs on a windshield. Where's your perspective and your focus? And where are you sitting in the car? If you're sitting in the back of the car, you don't really care about the windshield at all. You're not even aware of it, really. And if you're sitting in the passenger side, you might become fixated on the windshield. And there's points in my life where I was very fixated on what was happening in the news and Q and Trump and hey, I hope it all happens. I hope some beautiful changes happen in the world. But I don't let it consume me. And right now, I'm in the driver's seat, and the bugs are there, but I don't fixate them. I'm watching the road because I've got all these little passengers in the back with me. And I'm trying to guide them the best that I can. And the more I stick on that road of compassion, love, and kindness, and I don't fixate on the bugs on the windshield, the better off I feel like I'm doing for them and for me. I'm not as stressed. I'm not in anxiety or depression. I'm just here and I'm driving and I'm leading them along. And I think that's no different than what I've talked about before with our stage example, just maybe another way to bring it home. What are you fixating on? And it doesn't mean I don't occasionally see the bugs. I do. I see them plop and hit the windshield and I go, oh, that was a big one. But I don't fixate on, like, oh my gosh, I gotta take this off right now and get this taken care of, and I need a clean windshield. I know it's going to eventually get cleaned. I know there's going to be a gas station and I'll clean the window. And I think we need to look at the world like that too. At some point, all this noise is going to dissipate. I mean, I hope it happens in my lifetime. It'd be kind of cool. I don't know how dramatically it will happen or quickly, but I know at some point it is going to dissipate. And we'll have a clean windshield again. And that road of compassion, love, and kindness will be crystal clear. And everybody in the car will be able to see out and see it. So, as the world gets noisier, and it's going to continue to get noisier, very noisy, watch where your focus is. Watch where your heart is. I think the more we can come back to compassion, love, and kindness, the less noisy the world seems. We can, and it's hard. There's some people we don't want to have compassion, love, and kindness for. We've been taught that they're wrong or evil. And when you really start breaking down everything as to people are here serving different roles to awaken humanity, well, those villains are actually kind of important. When you look at Judas in the Last Supper, Judas was still important. Didn't Jesus have to serve his role? Yes. So I think it's important to try to see that component as well. Well, as Forrest would say, that's all I got to say about that. I hope you have a good afternoon, and I hope to see you guys soon.